Well, hello there folks, welcome back to the channel. You would actually sit there and think I'm actually doing a wild camp in sort of February, but believe it or not it's actually June. But it's June in Scotland, so basically you never know what you're going to get weather-wise. But I've got a couple of days off, so just wanted to make sure I got out and had a little bit of fun. So I'm actually up in Glen Etive, which is in Glencoe, and I'm at an area that I've actually wanted to come for years and years and years. I've seen so many photographs of this particular place, it is just absolutely stunning. Would have liked maybe about another 10 degrees in actual temperature and there not to be quite so much rain, but it's Scotland. We've got to do what we can do. Plan of attack for the next couple of days, doing an overnighter tonight just in the actual tent, which I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of. I've had a few questions about the actual tent, and I've also got the inflatable kayak, so I want to try and get out in the water and have a little bit of fun. But found a wee spot I actually quite like just for the actual tent, so just going to go in that setup just now. So basically just when I started getting the actual tent up, it just absolutely started pouring down. So I think I'm just going to have to get myself ready for a rather wet actual trip more than anything else, but it is still stunning. Now the situation is, when I left last night, the weather forecast was it was actually going to be quite nice, 8-mile-an-hour winds, half sort of sunny intervals in the afternoon. Nah, weather can change so quickly in Scotland. So as I said, it's going to be a bit of a damp one. What I'm going to do is just going to take you down to the water's edge, just to actually show you some of the sort of views, etc. The other thing I've sort of decided at the moment, the water is quite choppy, so I'm going to give the kayaking a wee bit of a miss just now in the hope that it maybe calms down. But let's head down to the water's edge and have a wee peek. So just look at the valley. Not that you can see much of it. That said, stunning. And this sort of weather, you've just got to get used to it in Scotland. If I didn't actually go out camping all the time, you know, it would be a situation where I wouldn't get many camping trips. The other thing I wanted to sort of show as well is I don't just do camping trips when it's sunny. You know, it's a case of you just got to get out there when you can. So I'm just going to get the actual tent set up a little bit more, get the tent light in, sleep mat in, etc. So I won't bring you along for that, a wee bit boring. But as I said, hopefully the water is going to calm down in the next wee while and get out for a wee paddle. So I'm just taking a wee 10-minute chill in the actual tent itself. Great thing about being near the actual van is obviously I've got all my stuff in the actual van, but the car park itself is pretty much rammed and there's people all over the place at the moment. So I'm just going to chill for a wee bit just until it actually sort of calms down a little bit. And then check the weather. The wind seems to have died down just now, so hopefully get out in the kayak. So the weather's improved quite a bit, so I'm actually, the midges have been horrendous. Don't know if you can actually see all the midgie bites and all that sort of things as well. So the midges have been horrendous, but I'm hoping to try and get out the water just now. Now, what I should have done before, this was a wee bit of an impromptu trip, was actually test out the kayak to see whether it was punctured or not, because I haven't used this in months and months and months. So we'll give it a try, hopefully everything's okay with it. And then as I said, the idea is I've got a wee micro fishing rod, so I'm actually going to go and see if I can actually maybe even try and catch my dinner for tonight, which would be awesome. Disaster. You can get it. So no kayaking for me today. That's my own stupid fault. Normally I always check these things before I actually go out. Reality, I've actually got two of them. So I've got a double and a single, and I was actually meant to take the single, but it is the double I've actually taken, but unfortunately it's got a puncture, so no kayaking for me. But as I said, still going to enjoy it, just going to head down to the actual water's edge and just sort of chill a little bit.
but it is really nice. The rain is just sort of coming in and going and coming in and going, so it's going to be like that for the whole day. Look at that down the valley though. It's actually quite good because you can actually see down the valley, you can actually see the rain coming, so you know when to expect it. But as I said, it's just gorgeous. The wind's just sort of picking up, which is great, keep the midges away. But as I said, I'm just going to pack this away again. So that's it, the midges are out, look at that. And that's on the inside of the actual tent. So I've been chased into the actual tent itself. I'm hiding from them. They are horrible wee things. Don't know if you can see that. Okay, so kayak was a disaster, to put it delicately, but the other thing I was wanting to do was get out for a wee swim. I mean, this is such an absolutely stunning area, it really is. So to get to actually have a little paddle in here is going to be amazing. So looking forward to it. Now, I'm not sure how deep it actually gets. So I'm sort of seeing a little ridge there, I think, more than anything else. So I'm just going to go and paddle around a wee bit, so I will catch up with you in a wee second. So you've actually got to go quite far from shore to actually get deep enough, but just wow. Such an amazing place. Ugh. It's that little bit when the when the water rushes in for the first wee section. That is lovely. And just look at the setting. Amazing. Just very lucky to live in this sort of area, apart from the midges. Okay, so I'm just going to go for a wee swim and then I'll catch up with you when I get back to shore. Oh my word, that felt so good. So refreshing. Slightly frustratingly though, the fish have actually been jumping just out where I actually was, more or less. If only I had a kayak. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful though. Right, time to get changed. Well, what can I say? That feels absolutely amazing. Feel really revitalised after that. So I actually got the wetsuit not that long ago, and it's really a case of I was never really into wild swimming before, but I really fancied it. But I could just never get my head around the temperatures. So the wetsuit, what a difference it actually makes. But to be able to sort of swim in this sort of area with the mountains around me, it's just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. So really enjoyed it, really feeling very fresh. And but now I need to go back and get changed. This is the awkward bit, getting out of this thing and getting in. I'm that old, I almost dislocate my hip every single time I do it. But going to do that and then just sort of chill out for a wee while. Winds come up, midges have gone, which is really what I'm looking for. So hopefully that wind stays there for the rest of the night. Okay, so I'll catch up in a wee bit. So I'm actually taking advantage of the fact that the van is so close, and actually just taking over the Power Oak inverter charger thing. So again, I've just got actually been able to charge the GoPro batteries just now and charging up my mobile phone. So well smart, and that's it'll make a big difference. Now, looks as if there's a wee bit of rain coming. So I'm just going to get myself ready and then it's going to be a case of getting some dinner on. So that's it, so it's officially beer o'clock. And I've got a new beer to try out, been recommended by a friend, Hogarden. So I'm going to give that a wee try tonight. Cheers. So time to get some food on. So I have to say, this has been a very relaxing afternoon. Quite enjoyable. I am starting to get a wee bit on the hungry side, so get some food on. Something quite simple tonight is just going to be sort of pasta smoked sausage. So looking forward to that. As I said, a bit of a breeze now, so I'm just going to get the wee shield up just to sort of protect it. And I always lose the lighter. Here it is. So I'm quite looking forward to later, trying out a new head torch. So really looking forward to it. Let's see what it's actually like. So it's actually the Simplessa. They've actually sent it through to me, just actually give it a wee try out. So hopefully give it a wee try later on. It's actually not been getting that dark at nights over the last wee while, so I'll be interested to see tonight. But there's quite a lot of rain coming in just now, so I'm just going to keep this going at the moment. Once the rain stops, I'll look up this. Wow, that is really, really nice. Really nice. That's typical that rain's come in just when it's actually come in, but it seems quite heavy. So I said I'm just going to hunker in just now, just until such time it stops. By that time, I'll probably be on to bottle number 2. Not a bad view from the restaurant. Get used to this, I really could. just amazing. Now there's a lot of pasta there. I needed the pasta to be able to actually restore the energy after all the kayaking today, but don't laugh. Well, I've actually just sat here for about the last hour just watching. It's unbelievable. But anyway, I am going to call it a night. I'm getting absolutely eaten alive by midges. A tiny little breeze has actually just come in and got rid of them just now, but they're starting to win the war, so I'm going to retreat and head off to bed, and barring any incident I shall see you in the morning. That was one bright head torch. Wow. What a morning. Absolutely stunning. Wait and see this view. Not bad, eh? Would have been a lovely day for the kayak. So I had an absolutely lovely sleep, really good. Probably about 9 hours. So feeling really refreshed. I'm trying not to let the kayak thing annoy me, but oh my word, that'd be perfect out there today. Now the positive is obviously it looks stunning. The negative is basically the midges are out. And I went and made a fatal schoolboy error in my actual tent itself when I got up last night, just to go for a pee. When I've come back in, I've actually left it about that much unzipped, and basically there's probably about 1 million midges inside the actual tent. They're just like an army. So I was lying there and I was getting eaten and I couldn't understand why. And I said it wasn't until it got light that I sort of realised what had happened. So covered myself in smidge, so hopefully I'm protected for a wee while before it wears off. But I say I'm just going to chill, watch this for a few minutes, and then I'm going to get breakfast on. Lovely. That nice breeze is back again, so the midges have gone. Could get used to this. Contemplating another swim, but not 100% certain. Alright, so I'm just going to have my breakfast just now, and then I'll hook up with you. So one thing I wanted to do before I actually took down camp itself, I get asked an awful lot of questions about my tent, just on social media, etc. as well. So I just want to go through a little bit of it. I'll show you inside it as well. But this is the Robens Starlight 2 tent. Now, it's a 3-season tent. I've used it all the way through the winter, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Again, as long as you've got the right gear, sort of idea. So inside, sleeping bag wise, I've got the sleeping bag and then the sleeping bag liner, so that takes it up really to the 4-season side of things. One of the reasons I've gone for this particular one is the high winds. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the actual link to the actual tent below, so you can actually read about it and its technical spec. But up in Scotland, at summit camping, some of the winds are fairly strong, whereas this tent's been tested up to ridiculous speeds and copes perfectly well. So it's got the sort of guy lines on the outside, which actually are sort of storm guy lines sort of idea to actually protect the tent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little wander around the outside of it, then I'm going to take you inside and I'll show you some of the features in there. But as I said, can't recommend it enough. So I said, there's those sort of storm guy lines. They just wrap around the actual the pole itself. So obviously there's one on each side. But the thing I love about it is the ventilation, which again I'll sort of show you inside it. But it's also the simplicity of actually putting it up. It's basically one actual pole. And I just find it goes up so quickly. But really nice piece of kit. Now we're going to go inside. I do apologise for the mess, but it's reality. So it's actually got a really nice little vestibule area, where again you can put all your sort of pots and pans. Now realistically, the thing I've probably found is it's more maybe one person plus kit. But again, we'll go inside it and we'll have a little look, although you could conceivably put your bag down there. But I do tend to find it's more sort of one person plus kit. But we'll head inside it. So again, the bit that I was sort of saying is the ventilation. So as I said, it's got one section just here, which is really nice, so it gives you a nice view as well. So you can see the midges. And then again, ventilation there, ventilation down the bottom, and there's one at the other end. It's also got a wee line there just for actually hanging sort of wet socks, your light, etc. And heaps of pockets. So one there, and then there's one behind me just at the sort of head area where you would put your phone, etc. So as I said, I find it a huge amount of headroom, you know, which is really, really good. So you can actually sort of sit up in it without any form of problem whatsoever. And again, just sort of look out at the actual view. Plenty length as well. I'm 5'10", no problems at all for me. And I said, you can just see at the back there that actual last ventilation just at the top of your head. So really, really nice tent. Really, really nice tent. So as I said, I'll put a link to the tent below, so you can actually see it in all its technical spec, etc. But as I said, I got asked an awful lot of questions about what tent it actually is. But as I said, the main reason for actually getting it was for that sort of high winds and summit camping, just to make a bit of a difference. Now the other thing as well, last night tested out the Samblesa actual head torch. Well impressed. Really, 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 really bright, and also just from the point of view of the scope of beam that was on it was just absolutely phenomenal. So really recommend it. It was only a quick wee wander outside, so I'm looking forward to being able to sort of go out and wander it on the hills. Okay. Well, that's me. I'm wrapping up camp now. Absolutely thoroughly enjoyable as always. I'm actually getting a wee bit used to this sort of not doing too much. It's actually getting a wee bit bad. Although saying that, as I've been sort of sitting there looking up at the mountains, I've been looking at the sort of summits going, right, okay, I can camp there, so looking forward to the foot injury getting a bit better and I can get back out and get a bit of action going. But as I said, thoroughly enjoyable trip, so hopefully you've enjoyed it. Just so relaxing more than anything else, and probably one of the most amazing scenery or scenic bits that I've actually been in before, to be perfectly honest. So as I said, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, give it a wee subscription to the actual channel itself and just click on that wee bell. That'll just put the actual notifications through to you whenever I release any new videos. Okay, take care and thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.